If you're familiar with the beauty world in general, at the moment, I mean, it always has been, but people are just realizing how incredible South Korea is in terms of beauty innovation. We are talking anything from makeup, skincare, to facials, to surgery. They just seem to know exactly what they are doing. A lot of people go to South Korea to have surgery done. It's done so well and so often that it's very rare something could go wrong. This is Emma Rose, and she has a story time about her journey to Korea.
I got scammed $2,000 when I was in Korea. The context, my partner and I were traveling to Japan, and we decided super last minute that we wanted to go to Korea. So we didn't plan it very well because obviously it was last minute. But all I wanted to do was to have a Korean facial.
That may sound a little bit crazy, like going all the way, well, she's in Japan, but traveling to Korea just to get a facial. I have been on brand trips to Korea twice, and one of the must-do things they do for you is give you a facial because, again, they know what they're doing. They have loads of different kinds. Facials that can actually even change the face of your shape. So as crazy as that seems, while you're there, you might as well.
Basically, a Korean like skin analysis slash facial because obviously it's big there. So basically, I quickly researched some Korean facial clinics on TikTok, and what came up was this one like heaps of influencers were raving about. It was very cutesy, said it was amazing, price was good, blah 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 blah. Without even really doing my own research, I messaged the clinic.
Now listen, not to say we don't trust influencers because not all of them are the same, but do your own research still. I always look at influencers for things like what they got done, what the treatment was, what the place was like. But remember, they may have been offered a free treatment in returns for the post. I have been offered this and I'm seriously considering going to get fat transfer to my under eyes. Just because why not? But I still have looked into the place that is offering it. I've still looked at other people's experiences. If I'm going for a treatment anywhere, I will type it into every single social media platform because that counts as research. I'll then go into Google. I'll then go into whoever else is, a search engine. It's so important to do your own research when it comes to your face. We've had a few videos where people haven't done this or something terrible has happened and it's scarred them for life.
And booked it in. Booked one in for me and my partner. And I asked how much it was, and she said it would be around $200 Australian for each of us, which included the analysis and the facial, but also varying because the facial was like customizable in a way. So depending what you got on your analysis, depending on what facial you got, so it could be more, it could be less, basically.
Yeah, it could be like a depuffing facial. It could be like just focusing on a skin thing. That makes sense.
I already thought this was quite expensive. I feel like
Okay, so listen, depending where you go, no, come on, that is kind of crazy. But if it's like an analysis thing, I find with facials though, it's nice to have a one-off, but I feel like a lot of the time you kind of want to carry that on. So if it's something you can't really do or continue back home in your own country, is there much of a point in spending that much money on it? I mean, it's nice to have that one-off experience, but 200, it's not unheard of to be that price.
that's just basic Australian prices. But anyway, I was just so keen on doing this facial in Korea, so I just booked it straight away. Whatever, didn't think about it until the day of. My partner and I were staying in like the main part of town, and this facial place felt like it was ages away. We traveled like an hour to get there, and I kid you not, it's just like in the middle of nowhere.
Again, someone's been to Korea a few times. It does take forever to get to different places. When we were with a brand store and they were taking us places, it took a long time. And the traffic issues in Seoul, crazy.
And I'm a bit confused because it just felt very, like, very office space vibes. Anyway, we get there and it's basically this bright pink building in the middle of nowhere. I forgot to tell you that this was sort of the main reason why I booked it too, because it looked really cute. Like it was pink, really well decorated, very cutesy girly vibes.
What's the middle of nowhere? Because the middle of nowhere can be different things depending on different countries, right? So for me, in England, the middle of nowhere would be a field, the mountains somewhere. You know what I mean? Because is the middle of nowhere really your middle of nowhere in that country? You know what I'm trying to say?
I already felt weird about it being in the middle of nowhere and that there's just this random pink building. And so we walk in and literally just full of Americans. So we get into our appointment
So it's a tourist trap, and she's about to use that sponge, that puff, really wrong.
and we sit down with her and basically we're going through the skin analysis part together. And from this skin analysis, all I really wanted to
Sorry, it is my pet hate. I know this isn't my makeup channel, but when people use these pads with one finger, no, even if you're doing spot correcting, you need to get two in there and give yourself the push. That's how the product works. Anyway, continue. Sorry. She's
know
yeah.
was my skin age. I already knew what type of skin I had. I already knew sort of the products that were working for me. I just wanted to know what my skin age was. And we do the analysis and it's
So they can take like pictures of your skin, right? And they tell you like your skin age. I had this done. My skin is a little bit younger than I am, which is nice. Not that I look at after it all. But in Korea, you can get this done in newer Olive Young stores. So Olive Young is like their big place for shopping. It's like Sephora, but in South Korea, you can there's machines in there where you can get this done. So you don't need to go all the way to a facial place to have this done.
very, very fast. Like it felt kind of rushed. Literally took like 5 minutes. And so after my analysis is done, I ask her what my skin age is. And she says we don't do that anymore because it upsets people. Which I was obviously a bit annoyed about because I understand, yes, it can be upsetting to hear, but also you don't have to know if you don't want to. But I
Yeah,
wanted to know.
true.
So I would like you to tell me. Anyway, she didn't. Then my partner got his analysis done. And for him, because he didn't really know too much about his skin, like it was very new for him. The analysis was so quick, it felt super rushed. Oof. Like it just didn't seem like they really cared about us.
If you ever watch this, if you hold your pencil further down to this, you get more control. If you hold it here, you don't have as much control. Sorry.
At the end of both our analysis, she tells us which
It's a nice pencil.
facials would be best for us in terms of what our results were. And it is so much more expensive than the price she first said when
Which was
booked in.
200.
So when I booked in, she said about $200
Each.
It ended up being $1,000 each.
Ooh. Tourist trap. You have been found in a tourist trap. I don't know what I'm saying. They got you. But I guess you don't have to stay. You could just leave, right? I wonder if she gets it done. Although that's cheeky.
To be fair, Jared did have microneedling included in that, but for me, it was just a normal hydrating sort of facial. Is it?
Microneedling isn't something I would want to do while traveling or traveling around or about to get on a plane or about to do things where you can't really control the environments your skin is in often. You need to wear an SPF, you need to make sure you're not doing certain things after your skin has been microneedled where they're literally, you know, needling your face. So that isn't a traveling friendly just popping to Korea and popping back kind of
When I
situation.
heard that, I was shocked, but I also felt stuck because we already did the analysis, we're already there.
No, leave. It's fine. What we can do?
Just were like, what do? We can't really
Leave. Say I was quoted 200. We can't afford the 1,000 because that's crazy. It does sound like they're trying to scam you a little bit.
leave, although we should have just left. So
Yeah.
we decide to do $1,000 facial each. Were the results good? It was fine. Was it worth that much? No. And the worst part is that in my facial, I could not relax at all because all I was thinking in my head is that I'm paying
Price.
$1,000 for this 60-minute basic facial. Gets even worse because later we found out when we were exploring the rest of Seoul is that most places in Korea actually give you a free analysis. You don't have to pay for analysis. They give you a free one.
This is why you should do the research. There are so many places color analysis, facial analysis, beauty in general in Korea is such a huge business. You will find somewhere that is closer to you, one, but also more reasonable, and you're still getting a really good service.
And then you can choose to have a facial with them if you want to. And usually you're paying max like $100 for a really good
Right.
facial. So I think letting that the day after really just hurt
That would upset
a
me.
little bit. So, moral of the story is do your own research. Do not trust everything you see online
Yeah.
because I imagine a lot of people that were posting this facial place were influencers getting paid for it.
Or just giving it for free. Or just giving it for free. Sometimes a lot of influencers will post for a free service. Okay, so that's yeah, that's crazy. So her and her boyfriend were traveling in Japan. They just decided to go to Korea, the place to go for beauty treatments in general. They come across this facial place because influencers have been hyping it up, saying, "Yeah, this one, come with me to get," and then they go to the thing, have a picture. Listen, don't fall for all these kind of things because you know a lot of those places are like trending for like a week. And then the businesses have this, you know, hype up, and then it's like, you know, then they go out of business. $1,000 for a facial. You're expecting celebrity facialist kind of level there. Incredible products, treatments. You want your face to come out new skin. New skin. That's a month's rent for some people. That's, what else is $1,000? $1,000 could be a car. Well, deposit on a car. It's a lot of money. That is a lot of money to spend on a basic facial. No, some people have some stuff to say. This person said, "I'm so sorry this happened to you. The scan should have been free." And then they recommend treatments based on an in-depth analysis of a scan. Yes. Did you just get an aqua peel? No lasers at all? $1,000 each is wild. I didn't realize when I booked, a lot of Korean clinics offer a free analysis. I honestly can't remember what I got, but it was a very basic hydrating facial. Maybe it was a hydro thingy. My partner got microneedling included with his facial, but nothing crazy. Someone said, "Oh my god, I also had a similar experience and I had to pay a lot of money for a treatment that I didn't hear of before. I couldn't say no because I was already in the room with the analysis. For that price, you can get sculpture in Iraq, which is one of the most expensive procedures. Nothing as bad as this, but I got scammed out of £400 at a gay bar in Itaewon on my first trip to Korea. Itaewon is a place in Seoul. I should have been more aware, but I was drunk, so I don't have anyone but myself to blame. I went to the bar twice that night. First visit, I had 4 drinks, which they charged me around £70 for. Average price in London, and around 350 the second visit, I knew I did not drink anywhere near close to warrant that charge. It was one of those situations where I wish I read the Google reviews beforehand, because then I discovered they had a massive habit going back years of scamming foreigners. Just a heads up for the people going to skincare clinics in Seoul, most foreign non-Korean influencers get paid to promote clinics in exchange for free treatment / given free treatments, not being paid. However, these are not where the local Koreans are going to, so the best is actually to watch Korean locals on TikTok and see where they are going instead of big influencers. Yeah, someone says, "Don't be shy, drop the clinic name." Yeah, that's the thing with the money as well. Learn your conversion a little bit. You know what I mean? Learn the basics. What is $10 or pounds in Korean currency? What is 20, 30? What is 100 in Korean currency? And then use your things from there. $2,000 for a facial is absolutely insane. I would have walked out of there. This happened to me once. I was on a cruise and they had a spa on the cruise. Oh my god, it was incredible. They did everything there. They did cool sculpting. They did all this other stuff. They did Botox. They did filler on the cruise. And then one of the things was, what's the things where they stick the pins in you? You know what I mean. You know what, they stick the long pins in you. It looks really good. I went into this room. The guy was asking me what I was eating. He was looking at my tongue. He was like, "You eat like shit." And I was like, "Yeah, I do." I was like, "This is going to be great." And then he suggested all these supplements for me in this meal plan. And it came to thousands. I was like, all I wanted was the needles in my back, in my shoulders. And I know everything else leads to that kind of healthy lifestyle. But oh my gosh, do they add sale on? All right, let me know. What is the limit? What is the max you would pay for any kind of treatment, knowing it would do something really good to your skin, or knowing it would do something really different to your face? Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe if you have not already. Give this video a thumbs up. I will see you in the next one. Oh.